Hola, how are you? Welcome. Hi, Elizabeth. Nice to meet you. Welcome. Hi, Jerry. Welcome, everybody, to your Friday. Happy New Year. Is this my first call during the year? I believe so, right? Where are you coming from? If you're new to this call, welcome to my Friday at noon call. Hi, Abel. Welcome. Elizabeth, welcome. I came. How you doing? Hi, Jerry. Nice to meet you. Where are
Hello.
you from? Where are you based?
I'm based in New Jersey. I'm in Florida right now, though.
Oh, nice. Well, better weather than New Jersey right now.
That's right.
Uh, yeah, that's right. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate that you made the time. Same for Icon and everybody else. I start with my usual spiel that is like really simple, but you need to know it by heart if you want to be successful in co-living. Okay. And what I need you to remember by heart is that uh, if you want to be or have a successful business in co-living, there is no way of being successful without handling correctly the balance between the three C's, which is cost, community, and convenience. Write it down, memorize them, and every time you evaluate a property to grow your business, put these three C's in the factor. Why? Because cost is not only the price that you give to your residents, but your purchase price for your property, which is number one mistake when people buy or invest in a co-living property. Okay, number one mistake, it is related to the number one outcome, which is cost for you and for the resident. Number two, community. Oh, and I forgot to start streaming. Uh, what do I mean by community? While I stream, I'll multitask. What I mean by community is you need, and I don't like the people, and it's like it's okay. That is like something I don't recommend ever. Is do not have a calling business that live streaming Facebook. No, that don't have a space for your residents and your friends, the people that work for you or are your residents, your clients, to get to know each other, right? To get to know each other, to have a time to collaborate, a time to communicate, all that time that you do for your clients. Top five errors in co-living, in a co-living business. Correct. Every time that you don't create a space for community or even for a place for them to say good morning and how are you, uh, you get what you pay for, meaning your residents want to stay because they need to have a little bit of sense of belonging. Not only co-living solves the problem of affordability, but co-living also solves the problem of loneliness. So once you make an inviting space for them, independent of what people advise or not, it is proven that people stays longer. Okay, so no, that's also very important for you to know. And number three, and I am Canva, yes. Number three is convenience, meaning what are you bringing to your property or to your residence that they love so much that they don't want to leave? A is an air fryer. A is, is a, besides the location, is the room has everything they need. The house has everything they need. Do you have a system that make their lives better and subsequently your life as an investor better? So once you understand and really get to know not only your business but like the property, that's the core of what you do, what you build a successful co-living business. So remember. Number two, who is this crazy lady with an accent that is here to speak to you? My name is Clara Arroyave. Good luck rolling your R's. Eh, I'm a co-living coach, co-living investor, and I started. This is me, about almost 10 years ago. In my co-living business, I built a co-living arbitrage business here in Boston, where I'm based. And here, from 2 units, I grew to have $2 million in sales per year until 2019, and have about $42 million in properties under management as well, plus about 700 residents about on a yearly basis. So I did that from about uh, 7 years from the beginning to the end total. And when COVID came, I was able to, and I grew to 17 employees, $2 million. I was able to acquire my competitor business, But then when was my time? And what happened was when COVID came, a lot of people left and there was no guarantees or when or how people were coming back. I have to restructure my portfolio and pretty much give it away, and it's right here, to a competitor of mine. So I was able to repay investors and, leave things square. And here I am, long story short, here I am now, one of the most successful and famous and popular co-living coaches in the country, speaking next to you and speaking the upcoming. I speak next to Sam, next to Pace Morbius, with Grant, with Craig, with everybody. So that is what allows me to share with you all this knowledge that we're doing here today. Okay, and today it's very also important for me to share things that people don't talk about a lot, And what don't people talk about a lot is this, and it's okay, share this stuff. As you see, what are the biggest risks of co-living? A lot of people can come with the illusion, no, I'm just gonna get a property, live by the room, and have money forever, and then that's it, right? Or they just hear a lot of hearsay from third people that sometimes don't even have properties, and it's like, oh, if you put a couch in the house, it's gonna be mayhem. And that's really not an error in co-living, is how you manage your property. So I'm here to show, and I'm here to share with everybody what are they to me, to be as someone with a lot of experience, to share what are the 5 biggest risks in co-living and how to handle them. Are you guys able to see my screen? Just making sure. Yes? Hi, Juliana. How are you, girl? Elizabeth, hi. Good to see you. All right, great. So let's continue. So risk number 1, and I'm going to do present view. Present. Okay. Number 1 risk. Pin. As I was saying, it's all related. Things are all related to each other. So number 1, buying the wrong property, even in a good market. So, and what do I mean by that? A lot of people, and I've seen this happening several times, is that, hey, I have this subto property that I just got, or like it's very great and it's in great city. But when you go and look at the layout, the numbers don't work. Or when you look at the layout, there is not enough space for it to make the increase of conversion that you want, or enough bathrooms, or don't have the community space that you want, or is far away from where people that use the co-living product needs, meaning it's far away from places to work, far away from places to go to work, go to study, far away from public transportation. And it doesn't matter where you are, if you're in the middle of Texas, or you're in New Jersey, or you're in Tennessee, not everybody has a car. So you need to be able to have a place that has at least 1 mile walk to public transportation. Not doing that, in my opinion, is a disrespect to your potential clients, and that might elongate the time that you need to get the property fully occupational and operational. So layout. If the layout is wrong, or the rooms are not the right bend, not the right nap, like if it's not comfortable, just don't do it. Think about zoning. Don't mess with zoning. Also, zoning or your restrictions. Don't try to be super smart. Oh, no one is going to know. No one is going to share. Don't play that game, because at the end, you are investing in your own risk, right? So, or don't go also overboard with renovations. It happens all the time. Because one thing is what you have in the property, right? And that's why I'm so not obsessed, but like so disciplined with all my coaching students with the numbers. Because if the numbers, you have a budget for renovations for your property to cash flow. The moment you start overspending in that renovation, either because it's a surprise, or someone give you a different advice, or your friend, X and Y, that's the moment your cash flow start going down. So be super conscious, be conservative in your in renovations, be conservative in budget, be conservative in your projections. And the projections, what are those projections? How much are you going to charge per rent per unit, and charge per rent per unit, and what is the purchase price? And as I don't know, you remember my friend Mario, and if not, you can go to my YouTube channel and see the conversation we have with Mario and with Grant. And he say incredible advice. What is advice number 1? Is there is only one thing that you cannot that you need to have in mind when you acquire a property, and that like change the whole process, is the purchase price and the location. So one, if you are wary of your purchase price, then you won't be overkilled by the renovation. Okay, there is a balance there. So always be in mind, even if you have a good property, the good market might not be there, right? Or just because you have an opportunity, to get something low price, might not work for co-living. So and then, someone came to me, Clara, I have this 5-bedroom unit in Atlanta, and I have 2 units, vacant. I don't know what to do. Well, your unit is never going to cash flow because it doesn't have enough space. Not doing your numbers correctly does not allow you to cash flow correctly. So be very mindful. And that's why we have with my students calculator, a lot of underwriting, and a lot of project management on this, right? And if you have questions, go ahead and we'll put it in the comments. Is that okay? Okay, number 2. And this is normal, especially for beginners or people that have under less than 10 units. And it's not understanding what you're getting into when you want to have a co-living business, because it's a co-living business that operates in hospitality. So if you don't think you're being a hospitality client the same way, or a hospitality or a host, the same way that if you have a vacation property, then you are not in the right mindset as an owner. Same way that you have an Airbnb or a hotel or a hostel or whatever, you need to take care of your clients and understand all the operational complexity that goes with it, right? And what do I mean by that? I mean, your house, your property, even though either the past lead or your current property manager has certain rules, you need to know what the rules you have in mind that will keep you peace of mind. Quiet hours, no smoking. What is it you want to have in your property for you to have peace of mind and for your residents to avoid any friction, okay? Keep plan A and plan B for cleaning and maintenance. Number 1 complaint is when people don't, and I see this in my own businesses, hey, maintenance is not consistent. I submit a maintenance ticket and it's been 2 months. I was with someone that said, hey, the dishwasher is broken and it's been 3 months. That's the moment your ratings, your scores, the unhappiness of your clients start going down. You need to keep on top of these things, and in the way you grow, it's better to spend a little bit more having really good property management company that is on top of things, that is responsive, that trying to save a few bucks and have of these all the subsequent errors that come with it. Because if you want to save some money, then people are going to be unhappy. Unhappy people. When are you most? And let me ask you and put yourself in this position. When are you most prone to give a review? When you are happy or when you're unhappy? Type it in the comment. I don't see it. When you are unhappy, right? When I'm unhappy, man, like, I'm going to give a bad review everywhere first time. So don't get yourself, because trying to save money sometimes is not the right move in a hospitality business. So at least in the maintenance and repair. So if you are not repairing on time, then people are being unhappy. Bad reviews for your house as a host, less quality clients you're going to have. So it's part of the process, okay? So before you scale, before you have 5, organize your systems in your property. Who is the right property management? What needs to be replaced? And be proactive, not reactive. That's super important for me and for everybody. Let me see if I have questions in the comments. Sorry, I don't see questions in the comments. Yeah, exactly. See? Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you. Yeah, exactly. When you're unhappy, and if you're a business owner, is that what you want? No. So same way. Your clients, and this is important. And it does not matter how much they pay. If it's $150 a week or it's $150 a month, does not matter. They're your clients on your business. They're the ones to give you that cash flow that you want, that you really want. Okay? So it doesn't matter any of that. Like, don't make it personal. Don't put emotions into it. Provide an excellent service. Okay? That is super clear from the beginning. That's number 1. Super clear. And if you feel that you're overwhelmed, you feel, no, this is too much, then delegate to someone that can do it. But don't let it slide. Highly, highly, highly recommended. Don't let operational slide because then it's all down here from there. Okay. And if you have questions, let me know and put it in the comments, and then we can go at the end. All right. And error number 3, the price and occupancy volatility, meaning, either I'm not planning well for vacancy, or the price is not aligned for either the product or the service. And it happens all the time. And that's why, and I think I have 1 or 2 of my students here, they know I'm like drilled with the price and the right price. And more importantly, always make sure that you're providing a great service, a great balance between the 3 C's on the product, and a good price. So once you have that balance, you don't have this type of mistakes. When you have a product that is overpriced, is vacant. So the market is telling you what the problem is right there, or the price is so low that you're bringing the wrong client. The client that is either disruptive, don't want to obey the rules, or you are this is a typical mistake. And I see this happen all over and over. That you are desperate for occupancy, and you lower the price so much, and you start accepting everybody. That's the biggest mistake, because you're just buying a headache. And you rather have some. So ask yourself, do you want to have a client, a resident in your house that is a product that you're proud of, right? A product that you're proud of, a product that you're happy with, that will give you the cash flow that you're looking for. Or you're desperate because you need occupancy now because you have to pay the mortgage or whatever it is, and then bad client, headaches for the house, and then you have to, cancel the lease or whatever it is that you need to do, and then you invite a headache because of desperation. That's being in survival mode. So no buffer for vacancies. And you know how do you plan all this? With good cash flow planning, with good financial planning, meaning you always need to know what is your break-even number in every house. The majority of properties that we on the right have in a 10 bedroom, break-even is like 5.5, and then over that if we're making money. And in 6 and 7 units that we have seen is 4 or 4.5, or 3 and 3.5. So number 1, understand what is your break-even number. Many people have no idea what your break-even number is. And when you have a renewal, what are the 3, 4, 5 things that you have in plan? 3 to 5 items that you have in plan. If someone is going to leave, what things are you going to put in place so you can get that room filled out right away? Is it the market? Is it past split? Do you have the cleaning person ready? What is going on? But you need to be planned. So I don't know if you remember this. What is this movie? With Serena Williams. If you don't plan, if you plan to fail, you fail to plan. Or something like that. You plan to fail, you fail to plan. So don't fail. Plan what's happening. What are the controls that I need to put in place? Change the decoration. To make sure that the room gets rented right away to the right person. So your balance on your community, stays there, and that you can take the hit on 1 or 2 vacancies without losing any sleep. Okay. And build, and this is part of also my classes, is build, then underwrite your numbers for fantastic cash flow, always 10 or 15% under. So you know that you already are accounting for the vacancy and you're still cash flowing. If you count only 100% vacancy, you're not doing the numbers correctly. So make those numbers right, make those numbers steady, and plan for vacancy and how to be prepared when they come, because they will come. It's part of the business, but you need to be prepared. Jerry, I see you very, very, very focused. Any questions so far? And if not, I'll continue.
Nope.
Okay, it's all good. All right, number 4. And it happens also all the time, which is compliance and lease structures. And lease structure mistakes all over and over. Where people that have arbitrage businesses, that I have seen a lot of people have arbitrage. And if, by the way, you are interested in an arbitrage class, I'm planning a 4-hour arbitrage class for now in the spring. And if you are interested, write arbitrage in the comments so I can gauge interest on the arbitrage class to put it together for all of you. If that's okay, if you want it, I can have it for you because I have the perfect expert for arbitrage. So, okay, closing that comment. Compliance and lease structure. What? When you ignore zoning, when you buy the property, or when you have the wrong leases, and then you're buying lots of problems. What happens, and I believe that past people start listening to this feedback a long time ago. Some people start doing leases only like a week. That's not going to work. And in certain markets, I believe that past people say, and again, it's your business, you choose your standards. What is the minimum short-term lease that you are okay with? I was never okay with leases in my business here in Boston for less than 4 months. Minimum 4 months, with the exception of the summer, was 3 months. Then 3 months in the summer and 9 months overall from September to May. Those are the leases, my option leases that I have. So I ensure occupancy. I know what to come and I know what to prepare, knowing my market. Expecting people that only do 1 month lease, you're buying a headache. Or month-to-month leases, you're buying a headache. Because how you can forecast and plan with month-to-month leases, correct? And if you are okay doing month-to-month leases, then okay, but then the price has to change for you to cover for upcoming expecting vacancies, to cover for the time that you're going to recover, put them together, right? That's expected. But also make sure that you're protected regulatory-wise. No one wants your neighbor saying that you're running a hospital or, an illegal Airbnb in your house or things like that, right? So make sure you are protected either with the lease, with zoning violations, and I see that also happening. Hey, this area is not for short-term rentals. And Coliving is not a short-term rental business. And I see this, over and over. It is not a short-term rental business. You decide. And I have clients and friends that have minimum 12-month leases with the option to break the lease if you pay extra amount, and if you break the lease, you have to bring a replacement. That's another way some people do it. So all these things can be prepared on time, but don't buy a place because I don't know. And I see this. It's a sub to I only have to put $30,000 down, and but it's in the wrong neighborhood, or it's far away, or you're gonna have really nosy neighbors that are gonna just be calling the town every time for everything. Like the trash is outside and it's not be taken care of, or the landscape is not being done. Don't expose yourself to risk, because that is a risk is very hard for you to come back from. Okay. And then legal exposure for owners and operators. What? Because then not only someone can, neighbors can sue you or buy an HOA. That is also happens all the time. Hey, I buy, but I didn't know this place has a HOA. Why? Because HOAs can change their mind at any time. Even if they say, it's okay to do X and it's okay to do Y, change the administration, change the rules, you're screwed. You know what I mean? So do not, and please, do not put people or invest in areas where you have certain risk, either legal for zoning or for violate or HOA, violations of any kind. Don't expose. There is no need for you to expose yourself like that. Just be very diligent when you acquire properties in that sense. Okay, number one. At the end, is your business. You want to sleep at night. You want to do the numbers correct. So all this preparation is for you to make sure that you do things the right way and that you're safe, and that the residents have also safe structure. People risk, my favorite. Resident partners, vendors, and the risk. So when people create non-stop problems, yes, 100%, all the time. But not only, but people, when you say poor people, is poor resident, it's not the wrong people create problems, but I'm not talking about the residents. You know who also creates a ton of problems? Contractors, unreliable vendors. Sorry, Juliana, not you. You're my favorite contractor. Contractors that are not reliable, cleaning people that don't show up, vendors that are not doing the right thing, business partners that don't share that part of the job with you, business partners that say they're going to be your business partner and then they disappear. Is worse than having a client that doesn't pay on time. You need reliable vendors, reliable partners, business partners, and you need to cover yourself and prepare yourself and learn how to interview people, your residents, for your business. At least at your scale, again, the first 10 properties, that just by reading an email or an introduction from a client, from potential resident, you know what kind of person it is. The way that they present themselves, you already know if this person is going to be a headache or this person is going to be a nice resident. And sometimes people do interview. Sometimes people with a not great background check are the most respectful, wonderful people. And people that have zero, perfect background check, perfect income can be a nightmare. So don't go by what I can call, popular wisdom. Go by your own gut. So have very clear standards with the people that you have in terms of what are the screening for your residents, what are the systems for your vendors. So when you have a vendor, when you have a cleaning company, when you have property manager, don't have one, have 1 and 2 and 3, plan A, plan B, and plan C for everything. Same thing for even for your house. If you have a system for all the locks are keypads. What happened if something goes wrong with the keypad? What does a resident do? So system for another place to find a key. What is the logbook? What is the code? Have a plan A and plan B for every one of your properties, for all your portfolio, so you have clear standards and you are prepared and no one calls you with the empty coffee cup. I was going to say pants down, but no, it's better to say empty coffee cup. Okay. And while you build this business, and if you have questions, please raise your hand. While you clear this business, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. Let me know if you have any questions. Or you want to talk about something else. Hey, Armando, how are you? Been a long time. Elizabeth, I see. Okay, Elizabeth, you say, what is the rental term I recommend for Coliving? So, great question. I love it. It depends on your area and what people are there for. Meaning, you need to stay 100% away, far away from anything related to short-term rental. Okay, girl? I love that beach. I was there in that beach a week ago. Be super far away from anything that smells surely like a short-term rental. No, never. Go, what do you do? Minimum, I will do minimum 3 months, 4 months prefer, like for stabilization. So you know that are people that are, trying to stay for the longer term. And why? So when you interview them, it's like, why are you here? And why, I just got a job in this area, or I just got accepted into X program, or I just break up with my girlfriend. That's not a reason for you to stay 3 months. What is the real reason? This person is looking for housing, and do they have underproven enough enough sustainability or enough financials to stay there for months? Like, where is your income coming from? Are you an Uber driver? Like, you work nearby? Like, what is going on? My suggestion always is minimum 3 months, 4 months prefer. 4 months always prefer, and of course, the longer the better. I have clients that do 12-month leases, year leases, same fixed price with the option to sublease, but they offer a lot of nice balance, a perfect triad of C's between cost, community, and convenience. Rooms with private within suites at a really good price. It's like they don't want to leave. So that elongates also the preferred stay. Hi, can I see? What is the ideal zoning? Should be applied to change a zoning or not? No, not necessarily, Juliana, for a single family home. Not necessarily, but if you have, let's say, a place that is in a commercial area, it needs to be residential, then residential. Or say unless you want to do and make it a multifamily, So if you have a single family, like the ones we saw in Florida, those phenomenal 7.7s, if you have those, then just keep it at those. But those are 7.7s, keep it at 7.7. It's a regular residential. What you want to do, and I have seen this also in Florida, and you want to know more about the Florida investment, let me know. I'm happy to make an intro. That they're starting doing 12-12s. You cannot have a 12-bedroom, 12-bathroom in a single family home, am I correct? But you can have it in a multifamily, as a multifamily zoning. What you cannot do is get a lot or a house that is a single family home and build 12-bedroom, 12 bathrooms in there and still expect that it's going to be zoned and approved as a single family. So it depends heavily on the use case. Pretty much it depends on the use case and what is that you do with the property to make sure that you have zoning enough to cover everything. And it doesn't have to be zoned for hospitality or things like that, because this is not a hospitality business. You only have to have the hospitality mindset for your residents. But this is not a hospitality. This is not a hotel. This is not a short-term rental. This is not an Airbnb. But you need to have that host mentality to take care of your residents, okay? But that doesn't mean that they're going to stay long-term. Once you have everything in place and the leases are short, the leases are really like perfect and everything is aligned, it runs beautifully and you're ready for the next one. It runs like you're sliding in, you're biking through you're biking or you're driving through a beautiful scenery, because it's just wash and repeat. So everything that I'm sharing with you is for you guys not to make the mistakes I made. And I learned those mistakes very expensively. One lady, there is nothing that hurts most a business than a one-star review. And I got like 3 or 4 of those, in my whole career for like the silliest mistakes. One, we forgot to pay the internet bill in one property. Good luck saying that to students in Cambridge, Harvard students without internet. 1-star review. I mean, it was fixed like in 2 hours, but we got the 1-star review and we own it, and that was the end of it. So I'm here to not to share my mistakes, so you learn from my mistakes. And now I'm gonna not only open you for questions. You see, if you have any questions, we can go for those questions in general, or about risk, or what else you want to talk about before we can talk about building your business. And what is the plan for next year? You have questions, you can put in the comments. Don't be shy. Best, my pleasure. That's what actually made me like a OG coach. I'm not inventing or not creating ideas from ChatGPT. This all actually happened to me. Okay, no questions. We have a little bit of time. So before we talk what is going to happen tomorrow, if you are ready to build your co-living business in 2026, I have a class tomorrow, 2 hours, teaching you how to build a co-living business from the beginning to the end in a way that is going to be successful for you. Where is it? Aquí está. There you go. We can talk about it, and then we can do a little bit of underwriting if someone has an underwriting. Why? Because it's just so much fun. All right. So you cannot build a co-living business. It's not only the 3 C's, right? But it's, A, what are the numbers? What are the right market and the right zip codes in your area? Okay. What is the number? And we're January 16 right now. By December 16, what is your acquisition plan? How much cash flow from your properties you want to have at the end of 2026 in December 16? This 2-hour planning session with me will help you answer all those questions. So I'm going to give you, and this came out so good, like how to plan the business completely. It's a real estate business plan. So you come to me and we divide the year into brackets, into quarters. So you really have a system in place, not only to get the cash flow, but find the properties, understand the numbers behind every property, and how create a system that avoids all those errors. So it's clear, it's written. And then on top of that, every person that comes tomorrow, and you can click, I think the link can be in the comments. Sheila, you can make sure that the link is in the comments for my class tomorrow. Not only what did you buy box, because that is so important in your area, super important. And what are the income targets per room? What is the realistic numbers and acquisition numbers for your area, for your zip code, where the area you want to work? Not only that, but also the planning session, access to my calculator, which is the best calculator, and 15 minutes with me for a strategy private call that is free for you if you come tomorrow. Let me see what else. Yeah, the execution. Most likely, this is going to be the last time I'm going to be doing this in 2026, because I already have my plan in mind. My students have their plan in mind. And you want to join me, either be my student or have this class live with me, not recorded live. I just don't believe in recording stuff. Live stuff. If you're ready, join me tomorrow morning. And also, of course, you have access to the recording if you cannot come. So just click in this link right here. Boom. Let me see. I'm going to put it in the comments, so you are able to come. Please come. Questions so far? Pin, pin, pin. Anything else? Thank you, Juliana. Hi, Armando. If we underwrite a property at a particular cash flow, okay, great question. Hi, Will. If we underwrite a property, do you have an address in mind that we can look at? Armando, if it's easy,
Hello.
you have an address in mind.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a address in particular,
Mm-hmm.
or specifically not yet, because I'm looking at a couple lots that I see that the build cost is at price per square foot is pretty low, and then
Nice.
what the selling point is, once they're all built up,
Mm-hmm.
there's a profit. And I was just curious, like, well, since I'm new to co-living, I would not be able to even do this on my own. So I'm like,
Yeah,
how many, if after the break-even point of making sure everybody's taken care of before me, how many would I need to, you know, hit a certain number where I'm cash flowing, where I'm
sure.
feeling I'm getting that
Uh,
passive.
that depends on the property and the amount of rooms that you have and the amount of rooms that you have and the amount of people that you need to take care of. Because you, again, as I say many times, you also can start. You're in California, right?
Yes, I'm in California.
So the great thing about California is that you can start even doing arbitrage. Leasing a house and then do a co-living home in any area of California, and you can cash flow enough to practice. Doing this 5-7 times. That before you start acquiring your own, you'll get the business all rolling, getting cash flow and rolling. So number one, number two. Hi, good to see you. So,
Hello.
what do you mean as a guarantor? You mean like as someone that's taking care of the loan?
Yeah, credit sponsored.
Yeah. Well, they have it depends what you negotiate with them. If it's a credit sponsor, well, they get a repay. Number one is part of the equity, or not part of the equity, but a certain part of the cash flow you offer them. They pay the mortgage, and you offer like a small percentage of the revenue, not a lot. So it depends on the negotiation. Totally depends on the negotiation. Property manager varies by state and by zip code, and how many units they have, and if they are experienced in this or not. For your first properties, I will say you have to be the manager, because you need to know the whole business A to Z, everything that goes wrong. You need to send the right people and make sure that you have learned enough that you can delegate. So property managers vary, and I have seen prices from 7%, 8%, 8%, all the numbers. So it depends on the area and the people that you're hiring. So that is also a
Mhm.
percentage. And what do you mean by mentor?
Like a person like yourself who's an experienced operator, we want to make sure you're taken care of as well. And so I'm just like, okay,
Thank you.
that's all.
No, that's a different bucket. I'm not in the acquisition bucket with you, brother. That's your house. My thank you. I'm not in that bucket. I'm in the educational budget. Uh, I'm in the educational budget. It's a different budget for you. So it's not the other budget. But
Yeah, absolutely.
thank you.
Um,
That's a good question. No, but it's a very good question. So there are many ways to negotiate with a equity sponsor. So we see this in all my classes. Either you give them a percentage of the equity on the property or a percentage of the revenue, but you need to make sure that the percentage of the revenue does not hurt either the property or the cash flow, that you are at risk, or that you are not motivated because you're giving all the money away. I see this in another class with one of my students. She wanted to bring so many people as their partners, and the property was cash flowing like $10,000. I don't know, like a big amount of money. And it's like, look, but how much you're gonna end after 10? You're gonna end with two. You're gonna be unhappy all the way. So that's not like a good way to build a business if you're not happy building more. So
mhm.
I would say that's a case by case scenario. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I know you asked me, if I'm out in California, which I'm located in California,
Hmm.
but the land that we have in contract right now, what a buddy of mine
Hmm.
does, there's about 16 of them. some of them cash flow. You probably heard like of 2020 that was built out there, which is irrelevant to you, right? But I'm also hunting deals out in Nashville, because I see
Nice.
some on property that they'll cash flow really nicely
Yes.
in passive or co-living, structure. And so, I was just thinking like, I'm obviously going to need an experienced operator to do that with me, because I'm trying to hit that 50,000 per year net that was mentioned a couple times, but I'm hearing like this morning I heard supposedly like there's this other challenge that's going to happen. I'm not trying to promote that at all, but like, they're saying that 4 properties would get you to 4 to 6 would get you at a cash flow of like 4,000 per month, pretty steady. Then I just heard somebody tell me last week, like, oh, well, if you're like netting 2,000 per month, you're only going to get $200 after paying out everybody. That's why I'm like, just to get an idea. And it's not just to be like, ask questions just for no reason. It's because I really want to get involved in co-living.
I know, but very respectfully, I don't believe in any of that stuff because properties are all different. And if you don't know the numbers and you don't know how to make the numbers yourself, you just believe over people without sitting down and doing the numbers over and over and over again. Then you fall for what I call the shiny object syndrome. Oh, they say the right thing, and I want the 4,000 amount or whatever amount, but they didn't tell you how and what are the mistakes and what's going to happen when things go wrong. You're buying the hype, but you're not buying the reality.
Yeah, so they give the best scenario.
Just don't buy hype. Buy realistic, like by being very realistic. And I'm not saying being cynic, but like we run numbers like as crazy because unless we know like every challenge and we have to like the numbers, then there is no deal. And that's property by property. So thinking that someone can, some sort of guarantee an X number, no. The only way that you can guarantee certain numbers is if you do ground up construction. That's the only way that you know the outcome for your numbers. Nothing like that. Nothing else. Ground up construction, from the beginning what is the lot, what is the construction cost, and then how much it's going to cost. That's more certain than just doing a single family home and then reconverting for a co-living, because you don't know with the purchase price of the house. You don't know how many rooms. You don't know what you need. You need 3 Julianas in your team to make sure that you're doing the right conversion at the right budget with the right people, which is number 2 mistake. Like one of the worst mistakes is, so everything that they say that they don't mention in those challenges or classes or whatever. Guess what happened? It goes wrong, right? So goes wrong, can go wrong. You have no control. So hasta mañana. Ciao. It's not going to work. The only way that you can be certain or a cash flow or a certain outcome is memorize what it is that you want and be stuck, super, super stuck in one buy box and in one deal and in one zip code or in one, like you want to say Tennessee, then Tennessee, that you know what are the buy box, then you know the purchase price that allow you to convert, but you need to memorize those numbers and focus only on that. If you focus, and I have one student that I was discussing that, Juliana, you meet that class on Monday, is, I'm looking in Atlanta, but I'm looking in Florida, but I'm looking in, like, if you only focus in only one, you're not going to get nowhere because then you're like distracted and you review, but you never take action. In order to go where you need to go, you need to be able to take action. Right? And knowing what gives you the ability to take action, the repetition and the certainty and the mindset that you already know what you're doing because you have done it so much. You have done the underwriting correctly. You have done the numbers correctly. You know what is the acquisition strategy here. And you know everything that you need to know to say, yes, I'm ready to call a partner to go for this property because I'm certain. If not, you're going to keep seeing, buy this, buy that, go with me and go. Sure, go with anyone. Who's going to guarantee? Those guarantees are like, I don't know. I don't guarantee anything, but like I make my students work really hard and we can solve together. So that's what I would say, very respectfully.
Absolutely, and respectfully in return, like I hear it, but I'm still thinking like I feel more confident with Clara. You know who Clara is, right?
Thank you, Armando. Appreciate you.
I just
Yeah,
got to hear the perspective,
appreciate it. I will put the
Thank you.
replay of this class. I will put the replay of this class in YouTube later, later today or later tomorrow morning, for everybody that wants to be in the class or want to learn more to be in this class. If you are new and you want to start, I highly recommend to come to the class tomorrow. So not only you get what you get the book. So you don't have to buy the book, but it's part of the class. Is having the book is my book. My book is the how to build with certainty a co-living business, right? From the beginning to the end. And it's 2 hours of class with me. So we go in your numbers, for your area, in your numbers. And the 2 hours with me is only $97. And then that's it. Then you're free to go. I won't upsell you anything else. I dislike making sales pitches, but I am very clear in what I know and what I want and what are the mistakes that I made that I don't want you to make. And vice versa, right? And how you can be successful doing the right things at the right time. So those 2 hours with me tomorrow are going to save you. It's at $97, but they're going to save you thousands in mistakes. Because if you're not very certain and conservative in the way that you run the underwriting and the business, then many things can go wrong. So I'm happy to share all of that and my goodwill with you. So just click the link below and I'll see you tomorrow. Do we have any more questions? Juliana, how are you? I have not heard you say anything today, girl.
I'm good. Just listening and learning still.
Good, yes. And we have that property to review later on. I want to call the agent and find out what's the actual purchase price. Okay. Oh, so next Friday, if you are new here, or you already have a PropStream account, next Friday, I'm going to be teaching with PropStream how to find potential co-living deals using new tools that PropStream has just added to their inbox or to their system. And everybody that comes to that class is going to have $25 in the account for PropStream, which what? That $25 equals to 200 leads or 203 leads, skip tracing leads. So potential, you will be able to speak to more than 200 owners, property owners, so you can get started in your deal. So not only I help you on the structure of the business, also I'll give you the tools so you're able to get started on yourself, make the calls yourself, so you really have no excuses. And eliminate all the excuses. And then the money excuse is also part of my class. The money excuse is out. The how to find the owners is out. And how to do the numbers is out. And understanding your buy box is also out. So what else is there? It's in your mindset now. And in your willingness to do the right thing. And in your willingness to change the outcome of your life. You're tired the ways you were, if 2026 did not go your way, 2025, sorry, I'm already in the future. If 2025 did not go your way, you're here to learn how it will go your way in 2026. Click the link below. Come tomorrow to my class, and I'll get you set up for success. Happy Friday. Stay warm. You're cold, or stay cold. You're warm. Ciao, and be well, people. Adios.
Adios. Happy Friday. See
Ciao.
y'all.
Bye.